Good evening, ladies and gents. How are we all doing? I hope we are all good. So I just came with a recap of today's trades, New York session. We took some trades on US 30, US 100, and German 40. Excuse me. So what were we looking at today? I'm just going to quickly run down and show you. This is Fib 5. Okay. Which one is the first here? I think it's this one. So I'm just going to show you a quick recap of what I was looking at. So our trades happened a little bit later than our usual time. So we had US 30 a possible play, as you can see here, possible play a buy. We also had US 100 possible play. They had almost the same setups, but we're going to go into them just now. Then we had German 40 possible play, also same setup as well. Excuse me. So let's quickly jump into the charts, and I'm just going to explain a few things and what I was looking at. So if you look at the charts, what happened? We had news, so I didn't really want to trade. I actually took a trade earlier, but we had news. So the news came USDP I think. So we had this little stop hunt happening here, liquidity being taken from the morning. I'm going to try to go through the individual charts on TradingView. So we had liquidity being taken, then price started to expand to the top side, of which we had a bullish bias initially. So this was just the stop hunt which happened. Then we managed to get the entries somewhere in there. Same applies to US 100. This was the news. Then price came back above, retested. Then we got in somewhere in there. Same applies to German 40. We had a bullish bias looking for the gap which was left on Monday to be filled. We actually wanted this gap. We're expecting this gap to be filled yesterday, but it was only filled today. So again, more or less the same setup. Price sort of retraced a bit during PMI news. Then we took a trade and price just expanded straight to 21,600, which was the target. So now I'm just going to jump into TradingView so that I can show you guys the setup. So the US 31 we're already out, but if you notice here on the 100-point mark, I usually put a line to mark 100 points. So usually if price pushes 100 points, that will be a complete setup. So let's just scroll down. All right. So the bias is basically just coming from a higher time frame, but I'm just going to show you H1. So H1 after the news, we started expanding after this stop and happen. So there was a liquidity sweep right here, the London lows, and the initial New York low was also taken by the PMI news, and this is what happened. So we only got into these trades after this H1 closed, and we're trying to catch the expansion of the second H1 candle. So with that bias in mind, if you jump to our entry time frame, which is the 3 minutes, you will notice today I didn't even mark the 1630 because of the news. I wasn't really keen on trading the 1630 price action because usually the prop firms which we trade, if you trade during news and your price hits like TP or stop loss during the news, the account is regarded as violated, or sometimes the profits is not counted. So we simply had to wait. But otherwise, 1630, if you're looking at 1630, this is what happened. But anyways, after the news, this was now what we were looking at. So price started expanding up. We came back above the 50 EMA, and we had a bit of a retracement here back into this order block here. So as soon as I got this rejection here, I was just waiting for confirmation. Then I got this bullish engulfing and I was in this trade. So the setup I shared in the group, I only shared it here. If you want to jump into the trade with us, you actually have to join our live trading session so that you can understand our narration as price is moving and our reasons for entry and all that and all that. So the price ended up playing out. So right now it's sort of bouncing off yesterday's highs, so they can still potentially push up to the 1:3 mark, which is somewhere there. But otherwise, our setup is a success because we managed to catch the 100 points on this particular setup. So same applies to Nasdaq. It was more or less the same pattern coming from the H1. Let me quickly show you H1. So after the news, again, waited for the news to finish what it was doing. Uh, Nasdaq was a bit cleaner. I would say Nasdaq is a bit clean this past few days, unlike US 30. US 30 has got less volume and it's moving a little bit ugly, but Nasdaq has been clean even yesterday and the day before it was clean. So today we're playing above the 13 EMA. Then you can see we had this stop hunt here. After that stop hunt, this candlestick close, we're now waiting to jump into this expansion of the next H1 candle. So if you jump to our entry time frame, which is the M3, if you notice, I'm just skipping the M15 so that we don't waste time on this video. So to jump into the next H1, so price started to push up, push up, push up. So we retraced, took out some more liquidity here, but we respected this order block as well. More or less the same with US 30. So once I got these little doji candles, I was just waiting for a bullish engulfing for a confirmation, and I got the bullish engulfing, and I was just aiming for yesterday's high here as a TP, and that setup quickly played out. 1:2.55. It also played out nicely. It's still pushing actually. So Nasdaq has been behaving quite well, which is awesome. Then we also had German 40. Like I said, I rarely trade German 40, but it seems like these days German 40 is giving us nice moves in the afternoons, unlike the mornings, which are a bit choppy. Although it actually gave a nice setup a bit later today, after the choppiness here in the morning, it eventually started to expand to the top side. I'm not sure if any of you caught it during London session, but I did not, but I only managed to jump in it right now. So price again was expanding. We're already trading above Friday's high, yesterday's high, which is this green line here. That was my main point of interest on this particular setup. So if we come to H1, so that I can just show you how it was looking. So at H1, you can see from the morning, we had this expansion. Then we had this nice stop hunt happening here. So soon after that stop hunt, again, I was just waiting to jump into this expansion. And price was simply coming to fill in this gap here. And this was the point of interest at the top. So again, we had a nice play coming back to our time frame of entry. If you notice, we had an RR candlestick pattern here. We had a sort of a bullish engulfing, although it wasn't really bullish, but it was followed by this doji. So as soon as I saw this doji like pin bar, I was like, okay, let me just jump in. So I jumped in and price just started expanding to the top side. And I only wanted to catch 1:3 on this particular trade. And it eventually still pushed up all the way to 21,600. I wanted this setup yesterday, but I did not get it. They actually took me out yesterday afternoon, but it's a good thing we managed to catch it today. So that's it from me today, guys. I don't think I've got anything to add, but if you took any of these trades, please let us know what you traded today. The indices were actually they actually gave some good moves and we managed to catch some pips. So just to show you the results, because it's been a while since we've shared results, I think this is the first best trading day we've had for February. So I'm just going to quickly come back here, Feb 5. Then I'm just going to scroll through these results here. Let's see, let's just double click, or maybe let's just use this. Okay, so you can see this was my actual trade. So initially, before the news, I had actually entered a buy. Then I realized, okay, we've got news. Let me just exit my trade here. So I got in and I exited same time. Then the news happened, stop hunts happened. Then I got back in here and I was trailing. So as soon as I got halfway, we always move our stop loss to break even so that we don't run the risk of risking our capital for no reason. So the trade just played out from 44,593 to 66, 678, almost to 44,693. That was the 100 points somewhere here. So that was a success on US 30, and these are just some of the results on the other accounts. This was the German 30, again stop loss on break even, and this was the results on the first result I showed you I had also taken an early buy on Nasdaq, which actually took me out. Then I realized, okay, we got news, so I ended up getting back in, um, recovering, then going back on the US 30 trade, which I just showed you. So initially, I was also doubting this trade as well because the way price action was playing, I wasn't really trusting it. But then I managed to get in into a better price action, and we managed to close off. So for the day, we managed to get 1.5% on this particular account. I think it's a 5K account. It's a proper account as well. And these were the results in the group after we shared. These were just the results. German 30 played out, US 100 played out, and US 30 played out as well to the 100 points, which I just mentioned. Let's see what else is here. What else? What else? What else? Well, this was before the trade actually played out. You can see I was having my stop loss was already on break even before the price expanded because I was not in a mood of taking any loss. But anyways, that was a nice play. I think that's it. This was the other account. After we got to halfway, I scaled out most of the positions here. Then I left a runner, which you see being trailed here, up until 21,600 also, which was a perfect clean 100 points on that particular position. And I think that's it. So that's it for me today, guys. If you haven't yet joined our day trading mastery course, please get in touch so that we can give you this course. The same way I explain when I do a recap of our trades is the same way the course goes. So it also comes with a month free of mentorship as well. So anytime you need anything or any help where you don't understand, you can just request a Zoom call. We can do a one-on-one Zoom call, then I can help you wherever you need help. So if you watched until the end, thank you so much for watching. I hope you are having a good day. We are having NFP on Friday, so maybe tomorrow we might not trade, but we'll see. Maybe we might look for a setup in the morning, but usually pre-NFP, we usually don't trade on the Thursday, and NFP day, we usually trade after NFP. So we'll just see what the market will show us tomorrow. Apart from that, thank you so much, guys, for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good trading.